Signing that first client and actually delivering the results that you promised them is gonna be one of the hardest things that you face in your whole SMMA career. But once you get past that stage of not knowing what the heck you're doing with your life or what you got yourself into, it'll all pan out as long as whatever you do, you don't fold under pressure. Signing that first client is not at all for the weak. And when I say first client, I'm not talking about a smooth entry of like a $500 retainer client or full money back guarantee. And while nothing is at all wrong with these entry points or starting this way, I'm talking about what I did, which was extremely bold of me, but it was charging $2,000 monthly retainer while being a complete absolute beginner in the marketing space. Now this will only work with a very, very precisely calculated execution. So just in case anyone is as bold as me, I'm gonna tell you what I did at the start, what could have been better, and what I'm currently doing to execute this. So first of all, let's talk about the situation that I'm coming from, because I know that a lot of people would not approve of the way that I started my marketing agency or like how I'm charging my client, because you know, they come from the idea of you don't have the right to get your first client in a week and charge $2,000 a month when it took me a whole year to sign my first client and to sign up for $30 a month. But look, that's fine. I really don't care, because I don't really base my life off of the approval of others. Rarely do I ever do that, and you shouldn't either. But I want to explain my thought process around this. So here's why starting your marketing agency can be one of the most complex positions to be in. If you want to get a client fast and you want to be able to actually make the big bucks while doing that, then you got to understand, you got to convey the idea that you know what you're doing. And agencies that know what they're doing have their systems and processes down to a T, because they've been refined after years of trial and error and knowing what to do and what not to do. And you might ask me, Dorian, why does this matter, having your systems and processes down to a T as a beginner? Well, it matters because onboarding and initial setup is extremely important to have as streamlined, simple, and efficient as possible, because this sets the tone for the client relationship and their experience with you. In other words, if you're gonna charge X thousand dollars a month for your client, when they join you, they need to be having an X thousand dollar a month worthy experience and vibe, or otherwise you're gonna lose their trust as fast as you gained it. If you're taking a long time to get all the information you need, going back and forth, not having the ads being set up in a decent time frame, no updates or communication, then you'll either look like a complete novice or a trash agency. And then how do you think the client will react? How would you react if you were that client, paying X thousand dollars a month and getting this sloppy experience? I mean, you couldn't even have the decency to at least give me a good welcome and setup and make it feel like you care, or produce results before you start slowing up your communication. Oh, you're just gonna take my money and stop trying, huh? And that's how they're gonna feel, okay? Nobody is okay with you just taking their money and then slacking off. And this also leads to them being more pushy on you to start producing results faster, instead of just letting you work at ease or at a nice tempo. Truthfully though, mastering all these little nuances and trying not to look like a complete beginner when you don't know what the heck is going on is probably the greatest finesse of all time. And let's be real here, you need to master the art of finesse if you're going to succeed in life or business. Persuasion, charisma, confidence, fine execution. All finesse is really fine execution and persuasion. And this is not to say that I'm not going to deliver once I get my clients, because this is not true at all. I want my clients to have the absolute best experience, and I want them to get outstanding results, because especially them being in a local business niche, local businesses are very loyal. They don't switch around and jump around to the next offer or this offer. If you're getting them good results, they're gonna stay with you for a lifetime. And not to mention the fact that they could be referring you to other business owners, and you could be expanding your client base from inbound leads and not even reaching out anymore. But I want to tell you guys a little story about what happened when I first signed this client, because truthfully, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, and I was handling it as best as I knew how while not knowing at all what was going on. And I was honestly afraid for this client to stay with me. I thought they were gonna leave. But I'm gonna let you guys know. So I had a media buyer in place, right? And we had been arranging to work together for over a month. I told him I was starting my agency and that I was gonna be very diligent in signing my first client. So to be on the lookout. When I started getting closer and closer to signing my first client, they started communicating to me less and less frequently. But before, when it was just, I shoot them a text and maybe in 30 minutes, 40 minutes, no matter the time, they were really eager to hop on a call and jump on, discuss with me. So as I started signing my first client, I thought maybe they're busy, you know, they might have something going on. And they were in Pakistan as well, so that time zone difference can kind of affect the communication schedule and catching each other. So I just let that slide, right? And then they finally responded, you know, we got stuff set up and we discussed the fact that I'm about to sign this client and I need them to come through and I need them to be prepared. So check this out. The client came on, he onboarded. I'm texting him, I'm like, okay, we got the onboarding call coming up. They're not responding. I tell them the client has booked their onboarding call and it's in your time, 19:15. I tell them on Upwork and I tell them on Agency Flow. And they say, okay, that's fine, I can be there. The onboarding call comes around, the media buyer is nowhere to be found. So I'm on the client call, I'm like, all right. And I gave my whole intro, I spoke very well, I oversold my team. Look, they've been doing this and it's for 7 years. You know, they've got X amount of results and completed this challenge, that challenge, made businesses 2 times more profitable. And I'm like, okay, I'll just handle it myself. So I took the onboarding call, handled it myself, and it went well, it went fine. The client was satisfied. I got information that I needed and things went on, life went on. After this, I was like, bro, I'm firing them. Honestly, after this, I'm like, I'm firing them, they're gone. I'm not having anybody on my team that can't show up, especially after the fact that I told him on 2 different places. He responded to me and then still didn't show up and said, sorry, I missed it. I didn't see it on my calendar. Nah, because I would never do that for anybody else. So I'm not tolerating this type of behavior or this type of conduct throughout business. I'm running a business here. Then this ain't how you run business, man. Not inside my agency. Maybe somebody else might accept this, but I'm not doing that, okay? You can't play with this. But here's where the complex situation came in, because on the onboarding process, I had already had the client invite me and my media buyer to their Google Ads account, but I had only told them to do it on the standard access level because I thought this would make them feel better about us being on there, but not having that complete control. In the long run, if you start off and tell them admin, then they won't really care, it won't really matter. But due to this, I had to have him remove my current media buyer and invite the new one. And so if I would have just told them, pro tip, bro, if you do Google Ads, just go ahead and tell them to do admin on you, invite you admin access level. And so they were kind of like, man, I'm not really feeling comfortable now with all this. You removing and adding people to my account and then you asked to be admin, because then I asked to be admin so he didn't have to keep inviting them manually and going in there and taking time away when I could do that myself. But he was like, I don't feel comfortable now. And I'll be talking and making my decision to move forward tomorrow. And I'm like, dang, bro. Now my client don't feel comfortable. My media buyer sold everything. Like he freaking sell out, messed it all up. And now I gotta try to fix this because this is a bad impression. So I'm gonna tell y'all, like, this moment really tested me, but you know, I salvaged the relationship. I told him, look, I had to move my team around. I know you don't care about all of that, but they're not being punctual. You just wanna see the results. So that's why I had to bring in my new team member to deliver and settle everything on the back end without you being involved. That's why I asked for admin, but I would never ask for any access or anything that I wouldn't need. And so basically I had to kiss up to my client because of my media buyer. They had messed it up for me. But I say all this to say, guys, that if you're feeling unsure, if you're feeling like everything was going well and then it's not going, then it just crashes down on you, then that's totally normal. That's okay, guys. I had to take a step back and I had to just step away from the business for a couple of days because honestly, this shook me up. And I was feeling sick for like 2 days. I couldn't work. I'm like, dang, I just signed this media buyer. You know, I'm bold. I done told everybody that I was gonna do this and I did it in a week and now they about to leave. And I don't have the answers. You know, nobody has the answers. It's not all perfect, bro. Business is not all beautiful, my guy. And I'm sure y'all know this, but you don't really know this. Like, it can get real ugly real fast. Your clients can leave you anytime they want to. Like, yeah, you sign a contract, but honestly, if they want to leave, they can leave, bro. That contract can be voided. It makes you feel good, this and that, but you're not signing, you're not there by law. It's not a military contract. where you go to jail if you leave. But I just want to let y'all know that if you're feeling uncertain, if something went wrong or is going wrong, I mean, that's normal, guys. It's business. You just got to learn how to pivot. If you really know how to pivot and keep going, then you're going to be good. You're going to be successful. And that's what I did. My new media buyer is excellent. And I'm actually glad this happened because I feel like I got a better media buyer out of this situation because I actually have a client and I got him from Upwork, okay? Because, you know, sometimes media buyers that's really good, they don't want to waste time with people that don't have clients because they're like, how do I know that you're really going to get clients when we're doing all this talking? I got work to do. You know, show me you got a client. Get a client first. And I'm gonna be kind of explaining y'all the whole media buyer situation and hiring them, going straight for the media buyer before you actually, you know, understand the services yourself. But this was just some insight that I want to tell you guys on how I approach my SMMA and, you know, the realistic reality of everything that goes into it. So if y'all want to know more about what I think makes a great I'm no expert either. So don't think that I'm an expert. I've done it. I've never done this. I never started a real business and had to hire a team and build. I'm learning all of this as I go. And that's what you guys got to learn to do as well. You just got to learn as you go. Adapt, pivot, stick and move. Juke, you know what I'm saying? But if y'all want to know more about what I think, an insight of what makes a great client experience and how you can set yourself up for the best amount of success as possible and earn money while being a complete beginner and earn like a good amount at that, you know, just let me know in the comments and I'll start working on that video and making that for you guys to let you own a little more insight on how I'm approaching everything and how I'm started. But all in all, that's that for today's video, man. Thank y'all for staying to the end and I'll catch y'all next video. Peace.